What's good, y'all? It's your boy Frankie T, and today we're going to be talking about the Federal Reserve and November 3rd, 2021, where they're going to be having the FOMC meeting, where they'll be discussing the interest rate, having the interest rate decision, and the tapering of their asset purchases. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the interest rate. So for those of you guys that do not know, the Fed has already spoken about this previously, that they don't plan on raising rates until 2022 or even beginning of 2023. We all know, I mean, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. For all of those that are in Phoenix, Arizona, who are probably watching this video, we all see how the housing market skyrocketed in value, and that is because the interest rate has been at its lowest since 2020, at the 25 basis points or 0.25. So the interest rate is a big player in, how the economy moves, because when interest rates are higher, this incentivizes people to, spend money, or banks to loan out money because of the interest rate being so high. When the interest rate is more lower, that encourages spending because things are cheaper to get, which is the whole reason why the housing market skyrocketed in value, because it was cheaper to get a mortgage. So there's not really much as far as the interest rates go that people are really expecting it to go up until next year anyway. So not too much to worry about. But if in fact it does go up, well, the housing market is very much a big player when it comes to the interest rates. If those are down, it goes up, and if those go up, it tends to go down. So it's inversely proportional. But the main thing is the tapering. So the tapering, if you don't know what tapering is, that is when the Fed scales back on their asset purchases. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I made plenty of videos about, the Federal Reserve, and since last year, they've been printing $120 billion a month to prop the stock market, they're just making this asset bubble. $120 billion a month in mortgage-backed securities and in US treasuries, 120 billion. So this is huge news, because they've been talking about tapering, because they claim that the economy is doing really good. I don't really believe that, not necessarily. Because there are lots of jobs that are still trying to hire and whatnot, but I mean, what do I know? So I'm just a random guy on YouTube, but everybody's really looking forward to see what's going to be happening if they do end up tapering, and if they do, what the implications could be. So this whole bubble that we're in, I just want to let you guys know, or at least from what I see, is that if they do taper, the stock market will start to plummet, because the stock market, again, has just been being backed by the Fed. It's just a lot of money has just been stimulated, and it's all artificial. So, and this whole time I've just been talking about was just to buy stocks, because the stocks are just going to keep going up. So if you start to see anything with the interest rate going up, or the tapering, you want to start to scale back away from that, and that's what I plan on doing. But I just wanted to put that information out there. But the second thing that I also wanted to mention was the US dollar. So with the tapering happening, what typically will happen is that since there's less money being printed, or US dollars being printed, that should skyrocket the value of the US dollar for you Forex traders that are out there. So what I'm looking on is probably looking to, with trades within this week, next week, is because in anticipation of the tapering going to happen, I'm going to look to, buy the USD XXX currencies from Forex, and which coincides too with the whole stock market going down, because typically when the US dollar goes up, the stock market will typically come down, because there's much more incentive to hold your dollars than to spend it, because the dollar is going up in value. So these are just the things, and hopefully I explained this pretty well, that I'm looking at, and I just wanted to give it to you guys out here, or the information to you guys. I'm not no financial advisor, and I'm just telling you guys about what I see and what I plan on doing. on these different markets and whatnot. So if you kind of learned something from this, you know, go ahead and subscribe if you're new here as well. We put content like this, you know, every day about the things that I'm looking into getting into. But you can also follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, my Forex Instagram as well, which are in the links below. But without further ado, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.
2 times.
Hey, T-Mills, hey, I need that guap in my hand. 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 I need